everybody, welcome to the ZX Show season finale. We are still continuing. Don't run anywhere. We are continuing season finale, and we are gonna continue the strong. I am with someone very special, very blushy, I'm with the love of my life, Vanessa Salazar.
Hi.
Okay, Vanessa Salazar. Vanessa Salazar. She, first of all, she is not only my wife, but she's also my biggest supporter. She has been with me through the first episode. She's kind of been the one in the background, always helping me, reminding me about shows. And also, she's just someone that guides me a lot in life, and more than she probably knows. She what she probably knows. I think talking about the first episode we did from now. This has always been my goal, was to have my wife be the last episode, be in the last season finale, being interviewed by me, and because she's part of my next life, right? Getting married, being married to someone, spending the rest of eternity with each other through ups and downs. And so, that's why I wanted it to be the season finale, because this is next episode of my life, and I never want to forget where I came from. So if this ever blows up, just know that season one was a beginning stone for us and for everything else, because not only this is going to support her financially, and she'll love it, but I truly love this woman. And so without a further introduction, this is Coco right here. This is Coco. No, Coco. No, this is Vanessa Olivia Morales. Also now Vanessa Vanessa Salazar. So why don't you introduce yourself, babe, and tell yourself a little bit about yourself?
Well, my name is Vanessa,
Okay.
and still waiting to change my last name. I'm 21.
There you go.
I finished school as a patient care technician.
Okay. All right.
Beginning in that.
Ooh.
And yeah, I'm happily married now. Doing wife stuff, getting into the groove.
How's that like?
It's a lot sometimes. And sometimes it's fun.
Right.
Sometimes.
When I listen.
I like cooking.
Oh yeah.
I
Oh,
don't
she's
like
great.
cleaning up after it, but I like the cooking part. So that's fun, watching you eat it.
Yeah.
You enjoy it.
Ooh.
So
Turn
that's
up.
always fun. That's fun.
Did you ever expect to be not a housewife, but a wife by 21?
I knew I'd be a wife early.
Really?
Yeah, it was a goal.
No.
I always loved love. And
Aw.
I wanted love, and I
Like
got
me.
love. Yeah, I got
Yeah, you like me.
like-
She got me.
I got love.
I felt like that when I was a kid. I always wanted love. Yeah.
I always felt like it would be someone from high school.
I didn't think so.
No?
I didn't think I'll ever be in love with someone from high school. I honestly, and this is so ironic, I thought, I was hoping that someone from elementary or middle school would come back and find me. Turns out it was you. You were there for like 1 year, I guess. So that
Yeah,
kind of
1
counts.
year.
Kind of counts. We might have saw each other.
Little, yeah.
So for reference, she and you and I have been in the same school twice. When we were kids, we were in the same school. We didn't know each other. But when we were in our teens, we were in high school together, right? So how was childhood like for you? How was your childhood?
It was busy.
Right.
A lot of events. We moved a lot.
Mm.
Transfer schools a lot.
That's what you had me for 1 year?
Yeah. Yeah, it was always busy. We moved a lot, so I didn't have much friends. made me more into, I guess, a shy person. So
Mm-hmm.
it was just me. And uh, in my family, I got close to my family because of not being close to people in school. And it was a pretty big family when we were younger, and parties and stuff until we got older. And yeah, it was busy. It was fun. It was
What do you mean by busy?
lessons.
Lessons.
Busy.
I mean by it was busy. Like there's a lot of like noise.
A lot of things happening, and
Mm.
yeah, a lot of memories, fun memories, different memories.
Well, you're Puerto Rican, so it happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. So along those memories, what were some that you cherished the most? And if you go back to it, what were some memories that you cherished the most?
A lot of the ones when my grandma would come over.
Mm.
My grandma, she doesn't cook much. She doesn't like the fire, but she would come over and she would babysit, and she would put cake mix with milk and would just eat the cake mix. And my mom would be like, "What happened to my cake mix?" And we're like, "I don't know." Or eating it while she's gone.
So you were just eating cake mix out the blue?
Yeah, because my grandma liked it. That was some good memories.
Were you really well, I know this obviously, but people that may not know, were you really close with your grandma growing up?
Yeah.
What was your relationship like with your grandma?
Oh my grandma, oh, I love her. She was, I was her baby,
Mm-hmm.
and she took care of me a lot with my mom. She helped my mom a lot, and she still calls me her baby. Everybody still says I'm her favorite. The second granddaughter. I just ended up gravitating towards her, and we became really close.
What were some of the lessons you learned from your grandma? Because I know, like, for me, I learned a lot from mine.
Mm-hmm.
But my lessons were probably just, not based on, like, gender or anything like that. Most of my advice was based on, like, thinking shit I should do for my parents. Like, always be there, be the big brother, all that. Those are my advice, right? But you being close to your grandma, you must have got more of like a women's advice on life and to carry yourself. Did you have that at all with your grandma?
Yeah, she did. Along with my mom, they taught me hygiene and stuff, and she taught me a lot of lessons about money, how to hold tight to money.
Oh yeah, you do.
How
She's sick.
How to save money, how
Right.
to be, independent, and mostly like don't depend on men. Depend on yourself.
Too bad.
Yeah.
Did you listen?
It sounds like you're
I don't know about that. I was gonna lie. And so,
they taught me to be nice and a kind person, loving person.
something about you were different was, and the reason why I married so young was because a lot of my thoughts were I won't find another woman like this, and I mean that, and I genuinely do mean that. I'm not saying that to just be like, oh, this is my girl. Da, da, da. No, I genuinely mean that because to know how young you are, yet you're so responsible around the house, responsible with me. Responsible, like in general, even taking care of this little demon over there, Coco. You're always very responsible. Well, where did that come from? Was that your grandma again, or was that like, you growing up?
Yeah, I think mostly just the way I kind of grew up. My mom was very on everything. The house was clean, everything was clean, everyone was taken care of, and I don't know, I guess I just fell in line. Fell in line with it. I was like, that's what I gotta do. I like a clean house. I like a tidy house. I feel like I cannot go to sleep with a messy house. It makes my brain hurt. So
I know you be bothering me. You try to get me up and everything. I'll be like, no, let me go to sleep.
I can't do it. I'd be thinking like, it's dirty though. But
I know we'll go to sleep. He's just like, can you clean that up? I'm like, I'm sleepy. He's like, you gotta clean it up. I'm like, I can't go to sleep. I gotta clean it up.
Yeah.
Oh my god, and that is so cute because I think to me that was really a strong thing that gravitated was you have that care. You know, you take good care of the house, you take good care of yourself, you try to take care of people. And you said a lot of it came from growing up. In spite of that, what else, growing up in that environment, what did it teach you not to do now that you're an adult or now that you're, like right now, we're kind of in the phase of living together, paying bills and all this other stuff. Like, what was that for you?
Well, it taught me to put money away for rent first before spending it on anything else. And, it always taught me to always have backup plan with money. Like, no matter what, always have money put away. Always have, like, a safe goal, basically. And I not, expect the worst, but if something bad does happen, always have a plan.
And that's what you learned from there? Like, you always kind of have a backup plan?
Yeah, because if you don't, then you're messed up, You
have a backup plan for me?
No. I'll go back home.
Oh, okay. That's understandable. No, well, because I see it all the time with you. I think that's something that I find really different with you is that the detail that you put into every little thing and what you do is like you live with a routine that I can't even describe how inspiring it is to see that routine when you get up, the moment you get up, the moment you go to sleep, the moment you come back from work. And maybe you may not notice things, but I notice these things whenever you come home. Whenever you come home. Because a lot of it is like, you don't expect, and I'm not trying to say all girls and all women are like this nowadays, but it's a lot of men can agree with me and say it's hard to find someone that's very, first of all, innocent. Like, this girl's very innocent. And I use a lot of things, but she's always cute, and she's probably the funniest person you'll know when you get to know her. She's funnier than me for sure. But you, like, I don't know. I think I can't wrap my head around it. Like, the fact that you're willing at this young age to be like, all right, you know what, I'm settling down and getting married with this guy. I couldn't, believe that when I first met you. No.
I always told my mom I'd rather be married than running around.
That's true.
Yeah.
And what is your opinion on that? Because I feel like a lot of women, and it's not their fault too. Like, a lot of young girls, it's not their fault, but they do tend to like get in this habit or get in this, surround yourself with certain people and groups like that. What do you think about that? Because you were kind of in the mix of a lot of people. You were in high school. You kind of you knew the ins and outs of
Well, my mom was strict. So I mean, even if I wanted to, I couldn't. And I didn't go much places with friends, so I wasn't really, I guess, shown that. Like, I had my partying young. I started pretty young with partying. But I guess I was never really gravitated towards wanting to sleep with guys or wanting to, even be in really much of a relationship. Like, I never really had a serious relationship besides you. It was more like, I guess, flings. Yeah.
I'm grateful I'm not a fling then.
No, I never took them much serious. I don't know. I always knew what I wanted. And I, never wanted to settle for less. I would never allow myself to settle for less.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. So whenever I met a guy, I would definitely think of my future. Because I knew everything that I did in the moment would affect my future.
Yeah.
That's why I never, did most of the things that, some people regret. And I was also scared of diseases. So that saved me a lot. But yeah, I would meet guys and, I would talk to them and I'd be like, you're cool for the moment, but
Wow.
can I see you being my husband? Can I see you providing for me? Can I
Yeah.
see you being a good father? And, some of them had certain qualities, but none of them could make it to being a good father. And
Mm.
then, some of them could be a good father, but not a good provider. And then when I met you, I was like, oh, he's good with kids. he works.
Snatch. That's mine.
Yeah, you weren't
All that shit, Sorry.
Yeah, you weren't out there with the girls and all that. So I was like, okay, you get your head on straight.
I tried. I definitely
Yeah,
tried.
you did good. But I think it was funny because how I did try to dodge you and.
Well, first of all, let's be friends first. First of all, we met at a party. First we met in elementary.
Day, well, yeah.
Yeah, we met in elementary. We didn't really spoke to each other. Yeah, fourth grade. Then we went to high school. We saw each other and never really talked to each other. I think
senior year.
Yeah, only senior year.
In the hallway.
Yeah, we were literally for graduation. I was getting ready, and she just looked at my collar, and
I didn't like it.
she thought I hot. She thought I was hot.
I didn't. I was fixing people's collars, and
no, she wasn't. She only fixed mine. Her friend was fixing other people's collars. She was fixing mine.
Anyways, so then I saw his collar and it was all mixed up with his chain and his tie and everything. And I was like, hey, let me help you. I wanted him to look sharp, walking on stage. And kind of locked eyes.
Oh, yeah. I was like, hold on. Would you pick them up?
I didn't even think about if you were single or not.
Really?
Yeah.
You imagine?
I don't know.
Some girls.
Like, hey.
If I had a girl at the time, imagine.
Damn. That would have sucked.
I would have pushed her off to the side, to be honest.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Why she didn't notice my shit was like that? And then afterwards, we met again at a party. Shout out my boy Andre. Shout out my boy Zach. Shout out my boy Steve. Shout out my boy Adolfo. Shout out the gang. Shout out the boys. You feel me?
We need to shout out Alicia.
Okay.
I didn't want to go, but I went for her. She got invited, so I was like, all right, I'll go. I did not want to go.
And then we met, and then it was interesting because one, everybody was drinking. But me.
And but me.
And her.
I had like 2 shots.
Nah, I was drinking too. I'm gonna be honest. A little bit. Yeah. Look, so and at the time, there was a person that got really drunk really quick and didn't eat nothing, and she threw up all over the house. And she was helping her, and I was helping her eventually, but then I gave up because I couldn't stand the smell.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And then later,
you're leaving me?
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, I'm leaving you. I'm not staying in here. No, that's not my job. You guys are brave souls, not me. And then we went out to dance, and all of us went out, came out. It was already dark out, and I decided that night was to be brave too, and I decided pick her out for the dance. She was the only one out of I don't know how many girls were there, but there was a lot, and I picked her because she caught my interest. Then later on that night, I gave her a hug and I gave everybody like a dab. I gave her the hug. Come here, shawty. And then she became my girl. She then
You skipped the whole story.
I know. I don't want to get too deep. Too much detail.
We didn't talk for weeks after that until I added him on Facebook.
I know, I saw it. I'm like, who's this? And then I saw it was you. And then I texted you. I was like, what's up? Shadi, come. Nah, I really just said, did you want to go to the party and all that?
You said, hey, what a white heart.
Oh, swoop like that.
Yeah, you got me.
Yeah, I got you. See
that hey
already.
Like, look, remember that guy?
He came back. I knew it.
Yeah,
Oh my god! And then ever since we started texting back, calling each other back and forth, and then we became friends for a while because she decided to friend zone me for a little bit. But
Just
that,
because
that,
I
that,
don't
that
want
didn't
to
last
mess
long.
nothing up, you know.
But let's talk about how she thought I would kidnap her. So when our first date happened, she brought her friends so that Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Did you really think I'll kidnap you?
No, but it's better be safe than sorry. And I didn't like your friends.
Oh.
Some of them, they weren't, good reps. So I was better be safe than sorry. You never know.
You thought I was a bad rep?
I am, yeah.
Wow.
Actually, yeah, because of your friends. So I was like,
Look
I
at
don't
me.
know this guy. I know you became so innocent. You were like the other side of your friends.
I know. I think just looking back at it, I think I never regretted anything. Looking back at anything like that, I think if I were to dance with another girl, I probably would shoot myself by now. I'm not joking. I think just looking back at it, it was like surreal because one, we knew each other from like middle school, elementary school. Didn't even know each other until senior year. So throughout my 4 years of going through hell, the one little good thing that came out of it was meeting you at the end of it. So that was always a nice thing to think about it like that. And I also just eternally grateful just for the you know and looking back at it, it's always funny because now looking back at you fixing my collar shirt and everything, you do the same thing now.
Yeah.
Now that we're married,
Yeah.
I think that was my sign of like, there's people out there that would care. There's people out there that, come in your life unexpectedly. Like that was unexpected to me. Like I didn't think, going from that moment to now living together, being married, um, having a cat son, and everything like that will come happen. Doing the show even, um, going all back. One question I wanted to ask you was why. What made you think I was the one? Ooh.
Can't come up with a good answer.
You don't come with a good
Yeah,
answer?
I wanna
No,
come
you're
up with a
good.
good
You're good.
answer. I prayed about it.
Damn fire.
Before we started dating, I didn't date anybody for 2 years. And in that time, I was like talking to people, but no one gave me those butterflies. And then all of a sudden, when I started texting you, I started getting butterflies. But like before me and you started texting, I prayed. And I prayed to God for my husband, to bring my husband when I'm ready and when he thinks I'm ready. And then you came and we started dating. I had a little bit of anxiety about our relationship because of the people I dated before. And then, month after month you stayed, and, that was my sign to me that you were the one.
It's interesting because I did the same thing because I prayed at a certain point where I was like, I want a wife and I want someone to love me and I want someone to spend some time with. I think that was something that I wanted to really desperately was to someone to spend time with. And I think, now living together, those little times that we spent together, rather if it was going to a store together, you dragging me to that store, or us just chilling in here watching a TV show, or us laying down here, taking care of Coco, or us eating together. I think that was something that like, it kind of drew me out of line a little bit because I started thinking outside of it and I was like, wow, like I gotta actually get to spend time with someone that I really like. And now it's like every day.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's was something that, like, when looking back at, when after I you know, noticed that I prayed for it and everything.
Yeah.
You know, looking back at it, I think it, it, I think God not only gave me a blessing but gave me a challenge.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
I think you are a blessing, but you became a challenge once we became married, and not in a bad way, but just knowing that I had to provide now, knowing that I have to not only, you know, take care of myself, but take care of you, and not be selfish about it. What I mean by that is, like, I have to selfishly, you know, or selflessly do things that I normally wouldn't do, right? Like,
Yeah.
buy extra food, or buy an extra shirt, or
Yeah.
buy
Wash
an extra,
dishes.
or wash dishes.
Yeah.
Wash dishes, broom, you know, clean after
Yeah.
your snacks, clean after my snacks, clean after your food, clean after my food. You know, things like that. I never thought I would ever, you know, do with a person. You know, I never thought that that would be my, you know, something that I enjoy too.
Yeah.
I think I enjoy cleaning after you, or not even just cleaning after you, but, you know, taking care of you, because it, you know, I feel a certain care where if something were to happen to you, I don't know where my heart would be. You know what I mean? Like, I care for you that much now, where, you know, when we were dating, it was different. You know, it was like, I care about you, but now it's came to a level where it's like, damn, like, I'm gonna make sure she has to eat, because if she don't eat, you know, how's that gonna look on me? Like, if I don't eat, she don't eat. You know, and that's kind of been my whole mindset. You know, us
Yeah.
getting married, and I think it's, you know, and I don't know how you feel about it. You know, being married so young, but I enjoy it for the most part, because I know eventually when we do have kids, or
Yeah.
when we do decide to start having that conversation, I think my kids will get to hear that mommy and daddy are always lovey-dovey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always loved that.
I see that, because I don't see myself being bitter at an older age.
No, I feel like you always been very affectionate no matter what, and you know, I love being a wife. You know, I don't want to be out there in the streets. I love being a wife. You know, I love cleaning up and taking care of you as well. You know, I don't mind. I love it. I love cooking for you and watching you eat.
Yeah, I be like, damn.
Yeah, how was it?
What? Well, mom's about everything.
Yeah.
I mean, like, what did you like? How? Because obviously, when we were when we were younger, you know, you really wanted to get married, like, younger than when we got married. You know.
Oh yeah. I'm glad that we didn't.
Yeah.
I think it's just all like the butterflies of being in love, and you know, that little beginning stage of our happiness. Yeah, the honeymoon stage, and you know, but I'm glad we waited, and you know, we had a lot of challenges in our relationship with people trying to intervene, or you know, people trying to pull us apart. But at the end of the day, you know, God kept us together, and I just know that's what's gonna make us continue with all those challenges we had at just 3 years.
My God. Jesus Christ.
I just know that whatever else is to come will conquer it all.
And I think those 3 years, like, those challenges were necessary for sure.
It felt like a long 3 years. I feel like I've been with you forever.
I know. I'm like, bro, it's been 3 years. I look back at him like it's short, but like, not really.
It didn't feel like
it. It didn't feel like it. It did not feel like
all.
it. And that's what I'm getting to. Like, when we get to that certain age, I think we'll be more mature and married.
Yeah.
I think that's another thing about what people don't tell you, is that when you get married, it's almost like this is your second half of your life, or at least like a second part of your life, where if you don't take care of it, it's like you're not taking care of yourself.
Our whole lives are just intertwined now. Yeah. Like, I need to know what your plan is so you don't mess up my plan. Our plans need to combine.
I think that's something that, like, I'm starting to really see. It was like correlation, communication. Like, getting up when you had to get up, right? You gotta hear
Or
my
being
alarm.
quiet when you're up earlier.
Yeah, like I gotta be up. Sometimes I'm not, but I get up, be quiet when someone's up, and like.
Or leaving the AC on when you leave the room.
Yeah, or
Leaving the AC on when we go to sleep.
not wanting
It
the fan
switches
or the
off.
AC because you're hot, but it's like actually hot and it's cold.
I'm cold, you're hot. And then it switches off in the morning.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's what you're gonna see.
Yeah.
And I think back at everything. Even the wedding itself was beautiful.
It was so peaceful. I
So
wouldn't have
peaceful.
changed anything. The people that came or the people that are going to be a part of our lives,
yeah,
and
for
those
sure.
that chose not to come, or
God bless them.
yeah, yeah. At the end of the day, yeah,
That's all.
they're
you can really
lost.
do. Yeah, it was their lost. I think like seeing both our lives
Yeah.
from the past to now was kind of like very meaningful too. Like
Yeah.
seeing your life, your family supporting you through all your years
Yeah.
since you were a baby. Seeing my family, seeing my cousins, gather there and
It was perfect.
Yeah, it was really perfect. I think the beauty of it was you felt, one, we did it ourselves, which I would never take away from. Like that was something that like I really enjoyed, was knowing that like we did that ourselves.
I think it made me feel more grateful for our wedding, and we went half and half on the wedding dress, and then with your suit and the shoes and every little detail that went into everything with the decorations and the people helping us set up and everything. Just it made it so much more meaningful, not having just a big handout. Working hard for it and seeing it all come together. I was like, wow, we did that.
Oh yeah, working.
Yeah.
And I think that was something that I really loved about it, was seeing all the hard work that we pulled off. Seeing money that we pulled out of our asses, basically.
The stressful
oh
crying
my
nights, like,
God.
are we gonna be able to do it? Are we gonna make it?
Are we
And all
gonna
the
make it?
praying.
I think even like the fights. I think that's something that like
Yeah.
I think people don't talk about much, but like the fights were really the ones that I really matured and got to really know you.
Yeah.
Because it got to the point where
we saw different sides.
Yeah, we saw different sides. We saw the child that I saw the child version of you, and I think that's what made me more compassionate. That's what made me more patient, because I just saw a child trying to be a child, trying to work things out as well, and trying to figure everything out. Because I had to remember that you are in your 20s trying to figure everything out and trying your absolute best for me. Same thing like me. I know that I'm in my 20s trying my absolute best for you.
Yeah.
And that's something that like I look back at and be like, she's trying her best. And as long as she's trying her best, I can't get mad at her efforts. I can get mad at her trying to do her best, and that's something that took a while for me to understand. And then looking back at it, even more, I figured more that out now, seeing you come back from work, cooking and cleaning, and still asking me how my day was and all this other stuff, like seeing that caring side of you, like I saw it, and I wanted to make sure I could take care of it.
Yeah, I'll admit, sometimes it's hard to come home from work and get straight to cooking, but when I see how happy, literally. But when I see how happy you are eating the food, I'm like, oh, I'm good. Yeah, especially me eating it too. It was.
Did you ever think that, and it's kind of similar, but did you ever think that you'll be, having the life that you have now? Or did you thought it would be like a little different? Let's say like back like back in when you were in high school, all that, in that period of your life.
I guess the most thing I mostly thought about was the marriage. Well, the marriage is something that I wanted, but I wasn't necessarily sure it was gonna actually come true. you know. So I didn't. Like, I wanted to be married early, and I had a feeling I would, but I wasn't, like, in reality, I'm like, you know, I'm early. Like, men don't really want to get married this early. And then so I guess it is a little bit different. I kind of expected to be roommating with Alicia.
Oh.
Yeah, we had, like, a whole plan to be, like, roommates or, you know, doing college dorms. So I guess my life is a little bit different, especially the career. I didn't expect to go into that. Yeah.
But are you proud of what you're doing now?
Yeah, you know, I love what I do. I mean, I don't think it's something that I'm gonna be doing forever, but you know, for that time while I'm young and capable of doing it, I think that I love what I do. I love taking care of the people, and I love when they're happy to see me, and or when I don't see them for a while and I come back and they're happy. So I love that.
And what's something that, you know, we talk about, you know, a little bit about yourself, a little bit about us, but talk about a little bit about you. Let's dive a little deep into you.
Okay.
How, for long as they may not know, like, you know, what are some things that people may not know about you? You know, something in your life, or something you probably went through, or probably, you know, people may think you're a certain way, but really it's because of this.
It's an interesting question. I guess, I don't know, the shyness maybe. A lot of people think that I'm super shy, which, yeah. But most of the time it's also just, I don't know what to talk about. Like, you know, I feel like it's cool when you first meet somebody and like, hey, how are you? You know?
Right.
But then the second time you meet them is like, hi, how are you? I don't know what to say to you. Like, I'm not going to open up about my personal life right away. And it takes me a while. Even still now, I still barely talk to certain people about it. Even if I knew them for a long time, it was always me not to talk about my personal life to people. So that's kind of it, I guess. Like, yeah, I mean.
Was it because you were uncomfortable with it, or was it because people kind of didn't deserve it? Like, didn't deserve to know that about you? Like, if you felt
I guess both. And I don't want sympathy. Like, I don't want to tell someone my story and then they're like, oh, poor thing. Yeah, like, no, that happened already. Like, you know.
But did you ever wanted that sympathy yourself? Like,
no.
Outside of people? Like, not like from other people, but like, you know,
like
people
me giving it to myself.
Yeah. Do you give yourself the time to sympathize?
At first, no. But after a while, you know, and talking with people about it, they maybe realized that certain things weren't normal. And so, you know, it came to a while. It took me some time to be like, oh, you know, you've been through this, and you know, you shouldn't have, but you have, and that's okay. And I guess being able to actually feel what I went through, and being able to actually sit there and think about it without just pushing it to the side and thinking like, oh, that's normal. People go through that. Everybody goes through something worse. Like, feeling sorry for myself, I guess. Allowing myself to feel sorry for myself instead of just being like, oh, other people been through worse. Yeah.
And where did that come from? Like, where did that mindset came from of like, you know, people getting through worse? Why would I talk about this?
I guess, I don't know, maybe seeing other people's lives of like, oh, at least I'm not going through that, you know, it could be worse, you know. Or I guess also not wanting to think that it was that bad. Yeah. Not wanting to think it was that bad, even though maybe in the time it was. And I guess I always had hope that things would get better, always, you know, and I always prayed, and I was like, yeah, it's okay. Things are okay. And I always had other people to take care of, so I was only worry about others first.
And there's only so much you can do too, you know. When that comes to happen and you're over this hump and you know, there's so much you can't do and can't do, right?
Yeah.
And so, but, have you? But do you think you processed everything you went through in a healthy manner or in a temporary manner?
Um, I
And what I mean
think.
by that, like when people like get over something, they kind of just temporarily just brush it off to the side and then they'll come back for it later. But how was that like for you?
I think at first it was temporary. Even still now, sometimes certain things are temporary, and but a lot of things I have truly got over. Like maybe last month, I was on the phone with Alicia, and I was still like, I guess, dodging something, and she was like, "Girl, it's okay." And you know, being able to talk to her since she went to something similar, it made me not feel guilty about it, and it made me not feel guilty not being able to speak up about it or being able to tell anybody else about it, but me being able to actually tell one person about it, because it was something that was playing over and over and over in my mind.
Right.
And you know, I wasn't comfortable telling anybody about it, and then one day I was like, you know, she's been through this, let me finally tell somebody. And then, you know, she knows my whole life basically, so when I told her about it, her telling me about her situation as well, and made me actually be able to let that go, and I haven't thought about it since. So, and I prayed about it as well to let it go, because it was starting to kind of haunt me a little bit, so I'll be in a happy moment, it'll be like poof, and I'll be like, oh.
Aw.
Yeah.
And dealing with that, you know, is it, so how do you deal with stuff now that I'm here? Like, do you still try to keep things to yourself, or do you try to be vocal about it to me more? Like, how is, you know, being with another person? Because with me, it's like now living with you, I'm more open to you than I've been with anybody else.
Right.
And I think that's what's something that like I see with you, is that we've been more open as we kind of gone through here. Siri's like trying to. What the hell?
I didn't get.
Shut up, Siri. You know, people and you know things like have been, you know, going through in our lives, and we're the only people that can talk to each other about it.
Right.
You know, I've always told you this is, you know, I always wanted you to be happy. I always want you to, you know, go over your things, because you help me go over my things. You know, rather if that was a hug or you're gonna be okay. Like, you know, how has this marriage helped you out mentally? You know, how, you know, we having each other helped you out mentally?
I think it has helped me a lot, you know. I think at times I know that you're tired, so when I am feeling certain things, I try not to be a burden until it's like, yeah, you know, but we got married for a reason.
Yeah.
And I know that it's more of the enemy trying to make me think I'm a burden, and not you saying I'm a burden.
Yeah.
So then, you know, when we're laying in bed at night and I tell you what I'm feeling, and I ask you for your hugs and stuff, I think that helps me. Like, sometimes not talking about it, but more just the affection that you give to me helps me a lot.
You were the first person that actually was like, you know, physical touch became your solution.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was so used to like talking it out, or, you know, sitting down. You were the first person I'm like, nah, I just need a hug.
Yeah, sometimes it's just words can't fix everything, you know? I think a lot of times what I need is love. I just want love. Yeah, just love.
No. Well, I love you.
Yeah. Especially with the anxiety, the thing, you know, that helps me with my anxiety is when you put your weight on my body. And I don't know, I guess it just it puts me in the moment to focus on something else, and it brings everything back to reality for me. And feeling your weight and your love just makes everything feel better, I guess. Yeah.
Shucks. I think the same thing too. I think I never, you know, wanting to be with a person and just a hug in any random moment.
Yeah.
It's been the most greatest thing ever, because if I need just a simple hug, or I need that, like, hey, I need something to kind of relieve this stress, I just go straight to you. And I think that has been the most biggest blessing with me and you, is that, you know, you can feel the love when you walk in. And I always wanted that to continue to happen, you know.
Yeah.
And I do really love you.
And I love you.
And you've been nothing but special to me, and I just want to say thank you for choosing me. For going through everything with me and dealing with me. I think that's the one thing I'm more grateful for, is the patience that you have to, you know, do everything you do every day. So, and I think I couldn't think of another better guest to, you know, finish the season off with you, because, you know, knowing that I started this when we were about to get married, you know, was the craziest thing ever, because, you know, that took all of my August, to be honest with you guys. If I was here for August, it was because I got married.
Yeah.
And, you know, bringing it back after we got married was my goal. And the one episode I wanted to do with you, and, you know, scheduling and all that kind of, you know, and then me being last minute. I just want to say I'm very grateful for you being here. I'm more grateful for the fact that you are deciding to spend the rest of your life with me.
Yeah. I'm
And
very
Coco.
grateful too. You know, I love this little family now.
Little family we have here, yeah.
Yeah, and I can't wait to make it grow even more.
Anything you want to say to the audience, like advice on like mental health, or you know, anything that people might be going through, even like for young girls, like.
Yeah. Honestly, I would say for young girls or young boys, don't think that a relationship is gonna fix what you're going through. You know, I tried it, didn't. And even, you know, weed didn't fix me. It numbed it, but then afterwards I was right back where I was. And it's better to, you know, even if you don't have a therapist or anything, at least have a friend that you could speak to about it, and someone that you could be honest with, that won't judge you or make you feel judged, but someone that maybe even went through something similar that could be there for you to help you. And, you know, it's better to talk about it than hold it in. The enemy will put a lot of thoughts into your head to make you feel like you're the problem, or you're not loved, but you're loved more than you may think.
Yeah. Well, thank you for being on the show.
Of course, thank you for having me.
I can't, like I said, I can't think of a better way to end off the season 1 with a part 2 to it, and that's, you know, being with my wife, being with my cat, starting this new life, and heading into season 2 where, you know, everything's gonna come out, you know, stronger and heavier. You know, especially with the guests we're gonna have, and especially with, you know, everything that we're gonna do. You know, and Coco wants to say hi. Coco, say hi. Okay,
He wants to play.
He wants to play. But thank you guys for watching the ZX show. This has been season 1. Hope you are here for season 2. This is episode 7 still, just part 2. Ow, little shit.
7, the perfect number.
7, the perfect number. Ow, stop. That's not abuse. He needed that. He bit me twice. Okay, y'all didn't see that. I'm gonna cut that out. He's okay. Okay, he's okay. He bites. But anyways, yeah, bye. Anyways, thank you guys for watching the ZX show. Hope to see you guys in season 2. Thank you all for watching. Take care. Bye.